At the IT Talent Hub, as you can see on the board, we are the largest IT community within the UK because of 10 years of experience that we have in London running the trainings, different trainings and doing placements. From last 10 years, we have been doing a lot of placements. And we are based in Ilford in London. And we used to do classroom training like 30, 40 people before. But after COVID, we started doing both hybrid, online and face-to-face. And we are very much accessible for Queen Elizabeth line. So if somebody want to come to us, you can easily, come anywhere. But this new Elizabeth line access is like accessible from everywhere, and it is next to our institute, so you can come. But now we are operating online anyway. And the good thing about us is we are just not like an training institute. We have our own recruiting team, and we do a lot of projects ourselves. So we deal with bigger clients like Transform and government clients, and we have our own development center, and we have our own offshore center, and we also recruit for a lot of other companies as well. So training is just one part of it. So, but the good thing is we actually, through the training, we backfill all our positions. So if we got a project, example, we work with Department of Education. So we backfill all our roles through our training. So after the training, there's a high chance that for the potential candidate, it's a high chance that we will recruit ourselves. So that is the big difference between us and our other institutes. So we basically shape our students to actually become a potential candidates for our own recruiting firm. So that if we got any requirement, we will try to recruit using our training trainers. But obviously, the expectations are very high in market for our clients as well. But that's where we will try to make the students into reaching the expectations. So that is what we will be shaping. We'll not give the training, but we will be trying to make you fit to the requirement where the clients are giving. So, and apart from training, we also do a lot of networking events like webinars, seminars, and all these things. That's why we do a lot of things back to our community, and we also have a recruiting firm. Okay, and coming back to the next thing. So who are our clients? So you can see here we work with a lot of clients. So the clients that you see on the board are like very big people, very big clients. Example, Department of Education is what we supply them a lot of staff. Okay, so because we directly, we actually supply them the staff. Whenever they have any requirement, they'll come to us and say that, I mean, like, IT Talent Hub, do you have any DevOps people? Mostly it will be variation between, junior, seniors, mid-range, and, like super seniors. But however, if we get any mid and junior range, we'll try to fit our people who are getting trained. But that's not limited to that. We also have external, kind of contacts like Capgemini and other companies. Whenever they're recruiting, we know that they're recruiting, and we'll try to send our students to them as well. But this is our own clients. Okay, so this is all Myco, Transform. Transform is like Deloitte, Test Partners, Cocorio. These are all the companies who actually have a massive IT works going on. And coming back to external, supply, because example, you are joining, we can't recruit, example, 10 people are in the batch, we can't recruit everyone. So maybe a couple of people we can recruit, but the remaining 8 people, what will happen to them? They will directly go to other companies. We will push them to other companies like this. You can see here, NHS, HMRC, NetWest. This is all our past students who are already working in these companies. So because of that, we actually have a, kind of a process where we'll try to place all of the students who are joining our courses, provided they don't have any visa problems. If they're tied to, or if they have a visa problems, visa is very less, all these problems we can't help. We can help in giving advice, but provided they don't have a visa problem, we will be giving the best. And coming to why IT Talent Hub, the main difference that between us and other companies are the quality of the training that we provide is very high quality, because of the curriculum that we actually have is based on the UK job market. We don't waste anybody's time. Example, if you're learning something like, if you learn something like Ansible. So if somebody is teaching you Ansible, it's waste of time because Ansible is a little bit old and now Terraform had taken everything and Terraform is the latest version and Ansible people are using less. If you learn Ansible and Terraform, it's a waste of time for you and for us. So that's why we actually focus on Terraform. For an example, I'm telling. The other thing that we taught about DevOps is if you are joining any company, if you're just learning one specific cloud, example, you're learning AWS and saying that I don't know GCP or Azure, then that is where you're doing a mistake. So we will try to, our desire course is such a way that we'll teach you the main one of that is AWS, but we also teach Azure and GCP as in a comparison way, so that you in your CV you can put all of the three and say that anything you give, I'm a cloud agnostic kind of a DevOps, not relying on only one. So that way we actually design our course such a way that you people can be absorbed into the UK market very fast. And the main other difference is even though you've done the training, after that there is a special program called job support program, which is nothing but this is there to help you to do the placement. So after that training, we will never leave you. After that, the actual magic starts. The magic is that how we can arrange an interviews for you. And for that to arrange an interviews, you need to have a project. To have a project, you need to have something that you touch and feel. So 90% of your training will be based on the project. So we will give you a live project and you will actually do it, which is from the startup companies that we're working with, so that you will actually get real experience rather than some kind of a storytelling. And finally, we also will prepare you for interview. Because example, we know how exactly the interview process in UK. Finally, we also support in certification, so that you have a certificate in your CV, you have a different level, especially with the heavy competition. It's very hard for you to get through, especially UK market is very tight now. How to get through this, the funnel of hiring is what we know. For that, we will help you. Example, having a certification and telling about, your company that you keep in your CV should be something related to UK company. You can't say I worked in India Infosys and give me a job here. They won't consider. So there is a lot of tricks and techniques that we only know because of our experience. And that's how all our students are getting good placements. Okay. So I have a question for you. Do you know what kind of roles that you will be applying? Or do you know what is the current job trend for DevOps? Okay. There is a role called data ops.
Data ops.
Data ops engineer. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, guys, I'm telling one thing, the world is changing for everyone. I'm telling guys, I think in my demos, I will try to give you advice as well as training and all these things. But the mainly that I want to tell you is I want to give you something that you can take away of this 1 hour that you're spending on our demo. Okay, and the advice that I'm giving for you is you all need to think about future. Right now, yes, the DevOps market is really good, but what is the future? If you actually see peep into the future, then only you will be actually able to, get prepared for the future, and you can be one of that kind of candidates, which there's no competition, because now the competition is a big problem in UK, especially with your visa status and all. So that's the reason why for you, what I would suggest is, Santosh, you do the DevOps course, but you can actually apply as a data ops engineer. Okay. What is the data ops engineer? He's a DevOps engineer. It's exactly the same. And see what is the salary of this. How much they're paying you per day?
500 to 550.
550. So how much monthly you will earn in this?
Nearly like 1.5.
Yeah. So you're looking around, if you're working for 20 days, 22 days, 23 days per month, and if you're 550, you're talking about, let me take your salary. So guys, I'm telling this is a reality. Okay. Don't, be, like if you really shape your career, you can see these kind of numbers. How much invoice that you will be raising for a company? 12,650 pounds per month is what you learn. If you take into 12, you're talking about 151k into, if you take into 100, now the pound rate is 110. but looking around 100, you're earning how much? I'm very bad at this. So you're earning around 1 crore 66 lakhs 98,000 per year. Okay, you can tell to your parents that this is what I'm earning now. 1.6 crores per year. Okay, this, and in India, people are earning 40-50 lakhs. In UK, you need to earn more, right? That is how you need to think big. Maybe out of that, you may get into at least 0.25, 25%. If you can earn also, you are looking around 41 lakhs, which is nothing but 40,000 is what definitely you can get a job. Think like that. Think big. And this is the role that you can, because you got some AI background. And the only thing is, yes, as a part of this DevOps course, you will learn Terraform, you will learn CI/CD, you will learn a bit of Python. But on top of that, we also have a data science course. If you join that also, we'll teach you Databricks. Okay, you may not need to join the complete course, but there is some topic that we teach in our data science course called Databricks, which is nothing but Azure Databricks. So my point of view, if you learn Databricks and you learn Python, you can apply for these roles because you got that AI background. You are from a data background. AI, ML, everything is same. My point of view.
Yes. Yeah.
So you can apply these kind of roles. So you can be a unique candidate where the people will be searching for. Okay, who know data and ops. Ops is what Indu will take care, and data is that we can teach you in a different. So you can join 2 batches. Okay, I'm telling very, very seriously. Okay, if you take it as a suggestion, take it. If you're not joining also, you think like this. So what they're looking for? DevOps and data.
Yes.
Data, you don't need to be data, you just learn only 10%, 20%, 80% DevOps, which is nothing
Yeah.
but Terraform, Kubernetes. This is what our course curriculum, which we will be teaching. If you learn this both, because you got a AI background, you got site reliability as a real-time experience. But your real-time experience you got in India, take it out in the CV, you need to put a UK experience. That will help you. Put UK experience SRE. Say that because I want to do masters, I want to learn AI, you learn AI. Now you say that last 3 months I'm working as a data ops engineer in some XYZ company. And now you
Okay.
can go and apply for this kind of jobs.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. I was
Okay,
not even
and
knowing
now,
about this role. Yeah, data ops until you have mentioned it. So yeah, it makes some sense. If they ask me, raise me a question saying that, why did you choose AI? Yeah, and I get your point.
and see here, 550 is less, see 700 also.
Yeah.
Okay, see the rates are 700 per day into 23 days into 12 into 1.100 is our conversion rate. We're talking about 2 crores per year. Okay, I'm just saying, I'm telling, if you're looking for any matches, tell them this is the number. Then you'll get a lot of girls in your matrimony site. Okay, just I'm
And
telling.
I'm interested in career, not in girls.
I'm just joking, but I'm telling, this is how you need to look. That's what everybody, guys. I'm telling all of you who are in this particular thing, think big. Okay, you are all in UK, sacrificing a lot of your things, but if you think big, there are a lot of opportunity. Forget about market and everything. Come to us, we'll tell you how to do. Okay, cool. So now, thing is still in mute. Okay, that's fine. Santosh is leaving. Oh no. Did you have Santosh number? Maybe he'll join. Santosh?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, Santosh, that's fine. Okay. Hi, Sheila. How are you? Sheila Nirmal, 2001. How are you? Can you talk or shall we wait for some time? Okay, cool. Okay, that's fine. We'll wait. So Pranav and Sheila, whenever you are ready, you can just talk, then we can take it from there. Anyway, just going back to our course. So yes, guys, coming back to the presentation. So the current market trend, yes, I'm talking about this DevOps, data ops, but let us see how this DevOps engineer jobs. But let us take about you guys. I know you people are new. Let us think about this junior job, DevOps jobs. Okay. Okay. Why in London? In UK. Okay. Now, example, take this 24K. Very nice. Okay. So I can tell you after this course, you can easily get this job. This is like Jujube. Okay. Because you will exactly what you will learn here. We will give you a project. We'll give you the training on DevOps and what they're looking for. They're not looking for much. Just, you should be UK, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you should have some PSW or something like that. You should have a good visa, but you need to have like good skills. Examples here, GCP. Doesn't matter. You can update your CV with GCP and send. Bash scripting, CI/CD, and all these things. So, problem solving skills. Okay. People talent. They're looking what they're looking for. Active Directory, Windows Server, IT. Okay. Whatever you see the jobs, guys, this is what exactly we will teach. Okay, in our course curriculum, we have this. So we are actually packed our course curriculum exactly what all of these jobs need. If you take any job, doesn't matter. All of these jobs need something common. That is what we will teach. We're not doing any rocket science here. But one thing is, you cannot be technology agnostic. You cannot say I can be one cloud. You should be able to say any cloud I can work. Example, these people looking for AWS, you fit to this job. This guy is looking for Azure, you will fit into this job. This guy is looking for GCP, you say I can work. But only before going to interview, just prepare yourself into GCP. See, these guys are, and they're not specific as well. People are okay. If you have one, they're okay. So that is the only thing. Remaining everything, whatever we teach, is exactly what the job description for 99.99% of the jobs. Okay. So that is the market trend. And what is the salaries? Salaries are, I mean, as I said, to be very honest, 40K is nothing. Usually you can get 40K in UK, 30 to 50K. This is what I'm looking for. You all will be applying. Okay. So that's the reason why this particular training, I think the actual course curriculum Indu will take in the demo. But my point of view, what I'm here to tell you is, you join the training, but after the training, we will give you something called job placement support. Okay, what we do in that? We help you to find the CV, do a project. 70% of your interview questions that you go to any interview in my company, if you go to interview, I'll ask you the questions. So 70% of your questions will be on your project. They'll ask you, because DevOps is so vast, nobody in the world can have all the skills. It's not like Java. You 10 years experience, you learn everything in Java. But DevOps, even though they're 20 years experience, they're still new because there are a lot of things to learn. So DevOps is an ocean. So my point of view, how do you sell yourself in DevOps is do one project which have a specific stack, like Terraform, CI/CD pipeline, and maybe AWS, and maybe do Kubernetes, don't do Docker, Kubernetes, and maybe some kind of stack you completely do. Example, you take a problem or solve it. Okay, example, think what do you have to do? How do you get a real-time experience? Take one GitHub. Take a GitHub repository. Example, you take a repository in GitHub. There is one front-end application. And example, how do you learn DevOps is very simple. Take a link in GitHub. Understand what technology it is. Example, if you see here, this is a front-end, okay, which is using JavaScript. So if you are able to deploy this application on a server, example, if you can able to deploy that application like this, if you're able to create this link, okay, not the temporary link, the live link. This is a live link. Okay, if you are able to deploy this application on this website, example, you can able to host a website from a GitHub repository and everything is working, including front end, back end, and your packaging, everything. That is called, that is what a DevOps will do. So if you can able to do that, but not only once, you have to do that on a regular basis. Means you create a, first of all, host it, but host it on a CI/CD server. Okay, and while hosting it, you need to have a cloud. While cloud, you need to have a Terraform. But Terraform, because you have multiple node, you have backend and frontend, you need to use Kubernetes. Okay, and the Kubernetes should be part of your YAML files. Example, you can see here, you create a Docker Compose, and you create an Nginx file and you got a Azure ML. So if you're able to create these files and link this with some Azure, and then after that you go to production, the end of the day, your testing team or your production end user should be open a website and see that everything is working, then you are success. So if you're able to do that from here, from a GitHub link till hosting in a continuous fashion, then that is called end-to-end project. My point of view, if you are complete this course, you can do that in 1 hour. If 1 hour you sit down and complete one project, then that is what they will ask you in interview. Tell me what is your company. Tell me what application you have hosted. Tell me how many components you have. Tell me what is the architecture of an application. Tell me what is your tech stack. Tell me what challenges that you see. Example here. The challenges example, what are the challenges? There are a lot of challenges here. You can see here there's a lot of documentation. Okay, so you need to actually link front end and back end. But back end, the database will be somewhere and front end will be somewhere. You will have some challenges. Example here, they're working on CouchDB. So there is some kind of a initial scripting you have to do. Because why you're doing scripting? Because you have a little bit complexity. So that is what you need to explain. My application is not straightforward. There's a complexity. Instead of using the UI tools, I created script files, couple of script files. And I had linked it with my CI/CD pipeline like Jenkins. That's what Indu will tell you. So 30 minutes, if you're able to talk about one project, you will get a job. So that 30 minutes project is what we will teach you. Yes, Roshni. Go ahead. You got a question?
I was just wanted to ask if this course is designed for beginners. As I told you, I'm from a supports background, and I'm looking for a transition into a new career, either DevOps or data analytics. So, is it designed for beginners? As you're talking about GitHub and everything, I'm like, not sure what exactly it is. So I'm just asking
Roshni, if you know everything, why you will come to us, right? You'll directly apply for jobs, right? We are here to teach you from basics. Okay, everything, GitHub, CI/CD pipeline. This is part of our course curriculum. Okay, and we will teach everything for any background people. Okay, and here there's no coding, only concepts. Okay, because the coding is already done by developers. You don't do any coding. What you do, you know to know how to host that. Everything will teach you from scratch and will make you to work. Example, instead of we showing like a YouTube video, here you will 70% of our course classes will be you will be doing, and we will be helping you to do it. So we will help you from scratch, and that's the 100% support we will provide you.
And does any of your clients provide sponsorship if the visa expires?
Why not? Yeah, they will provide. DevOps, I'm telling, DevOps is one of the on-demanding thing in market. If example, if they found you, they will give a sponsorship. Any company will, they won't actually publish like a sponsorship. But once you first of all, the technique is when you go to any interviews, never say that you need a sponsorship. Okay, they'll never. Example, you take any of the job that just open. None of this job will say that they provide sponsorship. But example, this is a company, Kickstarters. Okay, so Kickstarters is a company. Okay, if you see here, okay, so in this sponsorship list of workers, in that Kickstarter is already there. Okay, so every company will have sponsorship, Roshni. I have one company, my company has a sponsor. Everybody will sponsor you, but they will never tell openly. That is the secret. But you should not also tell say openly. You have to say that I don't need a sponsorship. Go there, and after going there, you can say that I think after they like you, because you have a lot of gates to pass, like HR, recruiting consultancy. Everybody will be there to try to stop you, because they don't want to openly tell that you need a sponsorship. So if you go there, they'll say don't come. But if you have say that no, I have a visa, go there, do the technical round. Once they like you, then open up. Say I think I need a sponsorship to continue. Then they will open up. They'll say that's fine. That no worry. You join immediately. We'll sponsor you.
But mostly I've seen in the UK, they ask for the visa status while, during the application itself.
You just say that you are a dependent.
Okay.
That's
Does
it.
that
So say
not
you are
impact
dependent.
my interview? Like if I say it, like if I lied and then
That
opened
is
up.
absolutely fine. So see, that's what this is. See, first of all, I mean, this is all win-win situation. Okay, we're not harming anyone. You are just telling dependent and say that my husband is a student, he will get the extension. At the last minute, you have to tell, sorry, I actually, forgot about my husband did not get extension because of his company is not sponsoring him. So that's the reason I'm looking for sponsorship, and that is very much very common. Okay, but initially to pass the gates, you have to tell something like that. I mean, this see, most of my students have the same problem, but they had get rid of this. They went to the company. I mean, if we had seen it, all these people who joined, a lot of them got sponsorship. Example, where is this guy? Yeah, Shanmukh. He's a student. Senior student. Everybody got sponsorship. But the thing is, open secret is that nobody will publish that they are sponsoring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But only thing is, I'm telling for all of you guys, if you have a skill, nobody can stop you. You should be that unique skill. Okay. You should be like, they should think that Roshni is something that we want to hire. The company are showing interest on you. How they show interest? If you do the course properly and show that you are unique, then the companies will come back. Not only one, there are multiple companies. They will come to you. But the problem is, if you openly tell a sponsorship, then thousands of people will come, oh, no, I want to get a job. And there'll be like 20, 30 years experience of people will come and compete with you. So because of that, nobody will publish that. But I mean, maybe I can talk to you in detail, Roshni, later. But there is a way to get around that. And that is a smart way. It's not wrong. End of the day, they
Mm-hmm.
want the work to be done and you want the job and they have the sponsorship. But it's a little bit smarter way to deal with situation.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So yes, guys, we have a project. We have interview support. We have technical. And when you go to interview, also they will give you some technical tasks. Will help you. And also, if they ask you to, do something else like ask you to learn GCP, will teach you so that you can be ready for any kind of openings. So that you have a 200, 2000% chances of getting the placement. Okay. But how do we do it? We do a process. First of all, you go to the training, you do a project, we will do an assessment of your skill because if you are, everybody cannot go to the job. So there should be some kind of criteria. So we'll do some assessment. If you pass the assessment, we'll provide you the placement assistance. If you're not passing, we will ask you to join the training again. So that's the reason why we want you to take the training seriously. Come to us, complete the assessment. And if you pass our assessment, then we will provide you the placement assistance. Okay, that's how we deal with that, guys. So the course fees and the other things we'll be discussing once Indu had gone through her a particular course curriculum, what she will be teaching, how she will be teaching, and after that, just wait for a few minutes, guys. We'll talk about the training fees and our batch timings. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to wait. But doesn't mean that you can ask me only question to the training like this. If you have any questions related to career and settlement in UK, because I got 10 plus experience working in UK, I can help you. So stay till end and ask you a lot of questions, and you can ask questions. Okay, cool. Okay, Indu, you can start.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sriram. Hi, everybody. Can you all hear me? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, great, great. Okay, just a second. I'll be just sharing a slide. Okay, can you all see the slide? Is it visible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, what we are going to do, we are going to be learning a bunch of DevOps tools. So first of all, what we will understand in the coursework is all about what is DevOps, okay, and who is actually using all of this, why is this needed, okay, what is the need of it, and are we going to do any languages that we're going to learn? That was one of the questions that was asked. Yes, when you're learning DevOps, we need to learn certain things. We don't need to be acting like a programmer, okay? We are not a programmer, we are not a developer. So that expectation is not there from us as DevOps engineers. We are like the broker, okay? Someone like who connects the developers and the operations team together, okay? We are like the broker who works in between both of them to ensure smooth workflow, okay? So for that, we require a bunch of automated tools, okay? And those automated tools, there are lots and lots of automated tools, which are either just some of the automation tools. Okay, now if you what you see here is a DevOps lifecycle which we follow, just like any software. When you develop it, it has to follow a software development lifecycle. Same like that, DevOps also has a lifecycle that is being followed, okay, which we call as an infinite feedback loop. Okay, so all these tools that we have, we're going to be learning them one by one and phase wise. So it's not that we're going to suddenly learn everything together in the project. Of course, there is a live project, but that is the final integration project that we're going to learn. Individually, what is the purpose of each of the DevOps tools that we will be going through individually, and then we will connect all the dots together for the final projects. Okay. And every single session that I take will have lab sessions, live lab sessions they're going to be, okay, and you will also be provided with full documentation, okay, and all the documentation is not just simply just the commands, okay, they not just all the commands that we run. In commands, what I mean is we're going to learn certain Unix, Linux based commands, okay, which is the preference in DevOps, okay, and shell scripts, which you would have heard of, okay, those are the commands that I'm talking about with screenshots. So in case in any of the live sessions you are not able to recollect, you don't need to go through the entire recording. You will understand step by step from the documentation itself. Okay. And also all the concepts that are taught will be in this kind of whiteboard scenario, and the whiteboards completely will be exported and shared with you so that you can finally see a tree-like structure of what processes we have done. Okay. Is it clear till here? Any
Yeah.
any confusion here? Okay. So as
No.
Yeah. So as I said, we don't need to be a developer. See, like what Sriram sir said that, we have we go to GitHub, we have a code inside that, right? We are not the ones who are writing the code. The developer is the one who writes the code. Be it Java, be it any other programming, like maybe an Angular project, whatever be it. We are not writing the code. Okay. What we are going to do is we are going to take the code and we are going to make it go through what we call as a CI/CD pipeline. Okay, what we call as continuous integration and continuous delivery, or in sometimes you call it as continuous deployment. Okay, so we have a stage wise pipeline, just like how you have water flowing. Okay, we have a starting and an ending. Okay, so the code that is there in GitHub, okay, what Roshni was confused about, that GitHub code would be picked up by our pipeline system. And this pipeline system is going to be created using a script that we're going to learn, which is going to be called as the Groovy language, Groovy script. We're going to write it in that code. So what is this actual pipeline? It is divided into multiple stages. Okay, just like any project, the code has to be taken up, this pipeline is created by one DevOps tool, the most popular DevOps tool. You could say, I would suggest that this is the backbone of DevOps, Jenkins, okay, which picks up the code, makes it go through multiple stages, and then finally go for deployment and put it in a server. Okay, the code goes into, so this code does not go in its raw form. Raw form would be, say, a .java file, right? A .java file would be a raw form of the code that is there. It has to be compiled, converted into .class files. It has to be packaged into a distributable, which is a .war file, right? Just like if I have my laptop right now, right? If I want to send you these two files, what will I do? I'm going to archive it. I'm going to right click, zip it, and then I'll send you only the zip file, right? And archiving. This is what we call as a web archive file. Okay. So you might have tens and thousands of Java files. All of them will be put into one distributable, and this distributable is the one that has to be deployed onto your production server. Production server or the machine is the machine that we're going to take from the cloud environment. Okay, why are we having cloud? Why are we learning cloud along with DevOps? Because if I have some tools, say I have Jenkins, this is a DevOps tool. If I have it installed on my local laptop, do you think you can use it, or any of my colleagues in the company can use it? No, as long as my laptop is on, the tool is available, right? Because it's installed on my laptop. I cannot do that because I need to make I will not meet the need of being continuous. It should be available 24/7. Any DevOps tool cannot be installed on my laptop. It has to be available 24/7. And when you think 24/7, it has to be installed or set up on cloud environment. Okay. Of course, the largest market share of the cloud is AWS. So we will be learning in AWS. But if there is a job requirement specific to Azure, in the job support team will give you, in the job support time, they will also give you support for learning Azure as well. Is it clear till here? In confusion? Is it fine? All okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, whenever I ask you for anything, say a feedback, when I'm asking you whether everything is fine and everything, this is called as a feedback loop. Okay, the feedback loop. Okay, so DevOps is all about connecting the developers and operations team. So we don't need to focus developer team, operations team. The developers are generally the software developers who write the code. They're the ones who write the code. Okay, and who are the operations team? They're the ones who actually maintain the servers, the production server. They are the network engineers. Okay, they are all part of the operations team. Okay, network engineers and everybody, they are part of the operation. They make sure that final production server is up and running 24/7, while the developer's job is to write the code. So where do we come into play? We connect both of them, ensuring that if there were one version of code and version 2 of the code, okay, we make sure that the correct version that was required goes to the final deployment. Okay, so the correct version of code goes in. Okay, now if there was a mismatch, a compatibility issue, that the version 2 of the code that I had written, I made a change and it had a compatibility issue and it's not running on my server right now. It was running on the developer's machine. This code was running on the developer's machine, but it is not finally running on the production server. And I need to do some sort of recovery. What do I need to do? I need to roll back. Immediate rolling back. All those things is the job of the DevOps engineer, because this code has to go through that pipeline. Okay. And if any stage of the pipeline fails, then the next stage is not executed. Okay. So all those things, and even if you can have stages where you are including the code and code review. Okay. You can use tools like SonarQube. Okay. Which you can review the code. Is there any syntax errors? Are there any critical issues? Are there duplicated code? All these things can be tested with SonarQube, which can be integrated with Jenkins. So whatever tools that we learn, we are going to learn Jenkins individually. We are going to learn SonarQube individually. We are going to then learn how to integrate both. Right? And then you would have heard of lots of other popular tools, which are the ones Docker. We'll be learning Kubernetes. Okay. Docker is all about, you see that issue I said, what if the code is working on developer's machine, but the code is finally not working on the production server? Incompatible system. So solving of that can be done with what we call as Docker. How does it solve that? With the help of something called as containers. All these things come when the code is finally deployed. Okay. And then you have something called as Kubernetes. Okay. You also have something called as Docker Swarm, okay, which is the rival of Kubernetes, you could say that. But popularly, what is used is Kubernetes. So we'll stick with that. If you want to learn anything in comparison with Kubernetes, you want to learn Docker Swarm, I will include that as well. Okay. So if there's something which you want to include extra, once the coursework is over, then we'll take up a few sessions of extra class and then we can cover those topics, etc. Okay. Is it clear till here? Any doubt anyone has? Okay. When we learning testing framework here, test stage, okay, we can integrate certain, there would be a test stage in Jenkins, one of the pipeline tools. We can also have a stage of test over here, okay, where the final code is tested, eventually tested, and then only deployment is happening. You deploy the code. What do you mean by deploy? Basically install, right? If I install a what do you say, a .apk file on my phone, that means I'm installing a game, right? A .apk file. A .apk file is a mobile version of a package, right? Android package. Okay, we are dealing with web application. Same way, mobile applications on your phone are installed in the form of a .apk file. Again, .apk file are nothing but archived of .java file for us. Android is based on Java. Whether you use Kotlin also, it's a framework based on Java only. So does it matter? It is packaged like this and then deployed on a mobile. Okay, is it clear? Okay. So as a DevOps engineer, your expectation is you should learn a little bit of, not a little bit, you need to have certain knowledge of cloud environment. We will be learning everything end to end on cloud computing. What is virtualization? What is a hypervisor? How do you get a virtual machine on cloud environment? How to set up the DevOps tools on cloud environment? All of that we will be looking at. Okay. Then moving forward, we will also be learning the DevOps culture. What is expected from us as a DevOps engineer? We'll be seeing how to adopt that DevOps culture. Then we will also be understanding the DevOps life cycle, learning its respective tools or individually, separately, in detail, we will be learning. And then we will also be learning integration of all of them. Okay, if you take one tool, say Jenkins, it can be integrated with 1,000 plus other plugins. Okay, more than 1,000 plugins are supported with Jenkins. So how to integrate those plugins, all that we will be seeing. We will be learning the most popular Kubernetes, okay, provided by Google, okay, on how to set up and manage what is created called as containers, how to orchestrate those things. We will see. Right now, you might not understand what is containers or what is pods and all in Kubernetes. These terminologies you will understand in detail when you go through the course, okay. Once we learn the whole integration, we understand at an individual, then we will go for an end-to-end project. Is it clear? Okay. So I will also be providing an entire, all the sessions will be live recorded. So you can go through the recordings whenever you want at your free time. But I would suggest that you attend all the live classes so that you can understand the interconnectivity. Because probably one of the tools that we learn may be dependent on a previous tool. Okay, in terms of integration, if you're learning an integration purpose, then at least that way you should try to make sure you watch the recording and then come for the next class. That will be very useful. Okay, but otherwise initially we are going to be learning all the individual tools separately. Okay, whether it be Git, GitHub. Okay, GitHub, we'll start from the basics. It's not like I'm going to start teaching you Kubernetes at the very beginning. No, that's not how we're going to start with GitHub. Okay, we're going to go with the basics, then we'll go with the build tool, then we'll go with the testing tool, then we will learn Jenkins, then we'll learn Docker. Okay, but before all of that, we need to know an intro on cloud computing, which we will have to learn, and how to go about, running commands on AWS cloud environment. All of that we will see. Okay, some bit of Python scripting also you need to learn, especially when we are doing monitoring tools. You see the stage monitoring. There we're going to use certain monitoring tools like Nagios. We're going to learn Nagios. And if there's any other extra tool that you would like to learn, like for instance, other than Nagios, there are other monitoring tools like Prometheus and Grafana is another combination which is used. There is another one which is for monitoring of the systems. For instance, there is Datadog. Okay. And these are some of the monitoring. There's also log monitoring, which is called as ELK. So if there is a requirement for your job that you need to learn any one of the extra tools, you can let me know in the middle of the session itself, and I will take that up at the very end. Okay, is that clear? Any doubts, anybody? Okay. Okay. So as you can see the global DevOps job market, like Sriram sir said, the maximum job market is in Europe. 32% of the DevOps job market, close to 30 billion expectation of revenue to be projected growth by 2028. So this is like a huge maximum number of career opportunities you can get in DevOps. And DevOps engineers will never go out of fashion. in terms of job opportunities because they can work remotely also. It's not like you're only in UK and you can only get a DevOps job. You can because it's all the DevOps tools are on cloud environment. And if you're a cloud engineer, you have that privilege of working in a remote environment. Okay, that's an added advantage. Okay, is it clear till here? Okay, some of the skills that you expected from you, a little bit of administration skills, because you see all these are tools which need to be learned. It's like me learning PowerPoint. Click on file, new, like that. Okay. So there are lots of tools. Like Jenkins also has a graphical user interface, a web interface of its own. You have to click this, click this, click this, click this. So it's a tool that you learn, right? At the very end, all these stages can also be built using a clickable interface. Okay. Yes, you need to have a groovy script in place, but the script is placed in a user interface. It makes things much more easier for us to interact with one of those tools. Is it clear? Okay, any one of them. If I take NatGeos also has a web interface, Grafana is a visualization dashboard. So it makes the tools more interactive and we can customize and configure them very easily. Is it clear? Okay. Yes. Okay. And yes, a little bit of knowledge of cloud environment and its security aspects, firewalls of that. Okay. Understanding of the automation tools, a little bit knowledge of testing. So we'll be learning lots of testing tools also, which we can integrate with Jenkins. We'll be learning Jasmine. We'll be learning Cucumber. Okay. And okay, JUnit obviously is going to be there. Okay. And little bit knowledge of coding. Okay. Why I'll tell you a little bit knowledge of coding, because some of the source code that is written by the developers, we need to identify some files. Like Sriram sir showed some files which are there in the which is relevant to DevOps. Those files we have to be able to put it into GitHub. Okay. So all that we will start with the basics and then slowly build up and learn to the advanced level. Okay. I hope that's comfortable with all of you. Okay, that's all. I'll hope to see you all in one of the sessions. Okay, over to you, Sriram. Can you hear me? Hello.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Guys, can you hear me again?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, cool. Cool, guys. So thanks, Indu. So I think even I was very much learning a lot from her sessions. So she got enormous knowledge on all these things. My WhatsApp number is this. So this is my WhatsApp number. So if you have any questions or if you have any doubts or if you need this course curriculum, which I'm talking about, including all the details of because if you take the course curriculum, people are going to other institutes and learning that because our course curriculum itself is our unique selling point. So we don't want to give that to everyone straight away. We want you to get your phone number, and once you get your phone number, we will share you. Okay, that's how we will. For that, you need to just ping me in WhatsApp to this number, and I will send you the course curriculum. If you not have already given us the details. Okay, and apart from that, we also will teach you data science, full stack, testing, and business analyst courses. So if you or your friends are looking for anything, you can actually refer us.